Mamang Sorbetero tayo'y sumayaw, kalimong mong hawak, muling ikaw ay tibok ng puso mo. Sana nga'y mangyari yun, kahit di pa lang ngayon. Appear tayo, sumagit ang dibdib ko, sumagit ang tuhod ko. Awitin mo at isasaya ko. If you're a part of the Filipino diaspora and are feeling a little bit disconnected, definitely watch this video. This channel is for you. So a viewer commented on one of my videos, so you never listen to Philippine music, and honestly that comment has stuck with me, because while it's true that I'm watching a lot of Filipino movies, I realize that Filipino songs and musical artists have had an impact on me and have been shaping me well before Filipino movies have. I feel like I've only gotten into watching more movies as a fun pastime in the last decade, and Filipino music has been there with me since I was a kid, long before I understood Tagalog and definitely before I understood what OPM meant. These songs played at birthday parties, car rides, and rainy nights at home. I remember all the Titos choosing Anak by Freddie Aguilar as one of their go-to karaoke or Magic Mike songs. Dito Ba by Kula Desma became one of my go-to karaoke songs and one that my mom always opted for. And then there's Pagdating ng Panahon by Ice Seguerra, who my teacher I guess had maybe their greatest hits on a CD. And whenever she would drive me around in her silver sedan, I was sitting in the back seat, and every time Pagdating ng Panahon came on and finished, I would ask her to play it again. So I'll always cherish that memory with her. And of course, the soundtrack of a lot of Filipino kids born in the late 90s or early 2000s, SexBomb Girls, Spageti, Otso, and Black Eyed Peas, Bebot. To me, those songs were absolute chaos at parties, but so much fun. I also remember being taught the songs Ben&Ben de Sarah Ben by one of my aunts, and I also remember a family member teaching me a Kapampangan folk song called Atin Kupung Sing Sing, right? Is that how you say it? Atin Kupung Sing Sing. And I remember really being into Sarah Geronimo when I was in 5th grade, and we had like a class project where I think they asked you to give a presentation on like the biography of someone you admire, and I chose Sarah Geronimo because she was someone I admired in 5th grade. And I think it was still like a neon pink poster and like cutouts of her, I don't even remember, it's like whatever photos were on the internet, and then throw it into a Word doc and print it out, cut it out, paste it. But I remember it being like a neon or hot pink poster, and it was all about Sarah Geronimo and her music and pictures from her albums. And I was so like happy and excited to share Sarah Geronimo with my class, because I think at the time there was probably only 4 other Filipino American kids at my grade school. It was a smaller school here outside of New York City, and I was related to the 2 out of 4 other Philam kids, and then the other 2 we were like really close family friends with. So yeah, I was really happy and excited to share Sarah Geronimo with my class, because there was nobody else who was Filipino in my class. But I was super bummed because a day or 2 after giving my presentation and doing this class project, everybody's like posters were hung up on the hallway. And one day I think we were lining up as a class either to go to lunch or something, maybe it was gym class, I don't remember, but people like pointing out or showing me on that some classmates and friends like pointing out that someone drew a mustache on Sarah Geronimo, on my Sarah Geronimo poster, and I was crushed. I mean, it wasn't even like they drew a mustache on me, but I took it so personally, and at the time I was like, would they have done this if it was any other musical artist? I was so sad that they, you know, defaced my Sarah Geronimo poster. And there you go. That's another childhood memory. It's really anything by Sarah Geronimo I was really into those days. And much later, you know, past high school, probably during my college years, is when I fully like discovered or even learned about OPM songs or gained an appreciation for it. Again, it maybe like played in the background, but I wasn't going out of my way to learn about it or play the songs for my own like pleasure and enjoyment. But when I studied abroad in the Philippines, that's kind of when I got into playing the hits by Apple Hiking Society, and I became so obsessed with Sampaguita when I even learned about Sampaguita, just because, you know, growing up here in the US, you always hear rock music, but to hear rock music from this like female, to me, icon, and singing in Filipino was like mind-blowing and really cool for me to discover. I don't even know how I came across it, but I also really like the song Mamang Sorbetero by Celeste Legaspi. But yeah, I really like Mamang Sorbetero. Mamang Sorbetero is a classic Filipino folk song. Anytime I want ice cream, that's what I think of and will jokingly sing. When I was studying abroad in the Philippines, that's when I really got into bands like Ben&Ben and IV of Spades, and I was lucky enough to actually see both of those bands perform. I can't remember if it was the same night or if I watched them separately, but I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, no. I think I saw Ben&Ben at a music festival that I went to in Alabang. I couldn't even tell you what it was called, but I enjoyed that. Wonderland. Ah, yes. Pretty sure I saw Ben&Ben at the Wonderland Festival in 2018. What was the lineup? What's the lineup? Saw definitely Ben&Ben at Wonderland Music Festival in 2018. And I know I saw IV of Spades, though I can't recall if I saw them at Wonderland too or a different concert a different night. But yeah, I really liked Maybe the Night by Ben&Ben, even though that's not in Filipino. And then I also was obsessed with Mundo by IV of Spades, right, which I know is very popular. And just like last week, another viewer recommended I check out Carrera by Beanie. So I had no idea about Beanie before, but I've been playing them now while I'm driving in the car. So I am new to the Biniverse, but I am here now. Filipino music really was my first Filipino teacher or tutor when I think about it now. I don't know all the words to my favorite Filipino songs, but I love it nonetheless, and hopefully as I continue learning Filipino and taking my lessons, my ability to understand will get better. So this video is my response to that one comment, and to anybody who's wondered if I listened to Filipino music growing up. I did, and I still do, and I want to listen to more. These are some of the songs that shaped me. I'd love for you to share your favorite Filipino songs in the comments, especially the ones you think I should listen to next, because I'm still learning and maybe your song will be part of my story too and part of the music that shapes me. So thank you for watching, for being a part of my journey from Filipino films to Filipino music to Filipino language. Let me know down below what Filipino songs shaped you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment below. Maraming salamat, and I'll see you in my next video. Sipit na mimilipit, kintot pil. I need a different one. Sana ay malinmunin pagdating ng panahon. Bebot, be, ikaw ang aking. Salamat sa iyong suporta.